Well, before you did this first record, you talked a lot about having to justify it to yourself or check in with yourself to make sure you were doing it with the right reasons, for the right reasons. Now that you've sort of started your solo career in earnest, is that something you continue to have to do with every record, is check in with yourself and make sure that...
Well, I would like to ease off on that.
Yeah.
Because it does your head in having to kind of think about justifying things to yourself all the time. I can do other things, but there's nothing that... I don't have to think about writing songs, as in... I'm not saying it's easy for me, but I'm saying it's the only thing that I find myself trying to do. You know, if I'm just like on a bus or something, I'll have a bit of a tune going in my head, or I'll think of a little idea for some words.
Yeah.
So it's kind of instinctive in a way. So I just decided to stop fighting against that and just accept it, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's my métier, I think is the way the French put it, or whatever. You know, that's the thing that I do.
How do you think the subject matter and the tone of your songs has changed from Pulp to your solo career?
That's hard, because I just kind of write it just tends to be what's on my mind at the time. I mean, it has to change, because otherwise why would you keep on doing it, you know? I don't agree with that, you know, reinvention business, right. You know, like, now I'm going to be hard rock.
Right.
And then you buy all the clothes to go with that, and you get into the hard rock attitude.
Right.
Maybe go and have a couple of tattoos or whatever. I think it's just, it's more like a tree.
Like a tree?
Yeah, it just grows, and one branch might go off that way and another one might fall off. You're not really in control of it, I don't think.
I have a feeling like sort of re-entering into the public eye as well maybe made you interrogate a little bit what music is about these days, as opposed to maybe what it was about when you started with Pulp.
You know, it seems that at one time to be into rock music was considered an act of rebellion, but it's certainly, just to listen to music now, it isn't rebellious, is it?
Yeah, it's utilitarian.
Yeah, you know, you go to these expensive boutique hotels and they have their own compilation of music that sets the mood, you know, kind of ambient, kind of trance thing, yeah. So you can be drinking, thinking, yeah, I'm a bit sophisticated, yeah, and then you can buy the CD and take it home with you or whatever, and you know, it's kind of like a lifestyle enhancing thing, and to me, what excites me about music is that sometimes you can hear a song and it seems to kind of tear a hole in what's going on, and it isn't just like some kind of background decorative thing. It's something that is an energizing thing, or it stimulates you in some way, and you know, that's why I got into music anyway.
Basically, do you believe that a political song still exists?
You know, generally speaking, I really don't. I think political songs, or songs that attempt to have a political message, are generally pretty lame, and so I'm usually quite horrified when I find myself writing one. A political song's always going to be more intellectual, and so it's always going to be kind of fighting that. So you have to kind of put some kind of into it to make it work.
Are you following the American elections at all?
Well, it's difficult not to.
Yeah.
It seems to have been going on forever.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think there's certainly a chance for some kind of change in this country. I mean, in the UK it's pretty dire. I won't bore you with that. But the thing I worry about is, how can I say this without sounding like an arsehole? But it's kind of like to do with the way that capitalism has become not just an economic system, but a kind of doctrine, an ideological system, and the way that has great shortcomings, because it's just about selling things and about market forces, so it doesn't take any kind of human aspect into account at all. But it seems to be harder for music to kind of fulfill that kind of agitatory, is that a word? You know, that kind of stirring up things kind of role so much now, I don't know.
Do you think there is a way to do it anymore for music to subvert things?
There must be, or else what hope is there for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, generally speaking, music's going through a kind of transition period at the moment. You know, people are always banging on about the state of the music industry, blah blah blah, all this kind of thing. You know, for years the album was enshrined as the ultimate thing in music. When we're working on our new album, wait till the new album drops and all this, and the way that that's kind of become not a side issue, but now you know, now it's this thing of everybody's getting the money from touring, and so the record companies try and get a bit of your touring income. You know, they want a portion of your T-shirt sales, or you know, it seems really ridiculous. So you know, that change, that's quite recent. That's like in what, 5-6 years, something like that. But in a way, I think just the fact that things are changing is good, because things kind of did stay the same for a long time, and in a period of change, people have to have the wits about them. They have to think about things. They can't just be lazy and make records with 2 good songs on and the rest of it's a load of crap and stuff. So I generally think it's quite good, because people will have to think of some way to survive in our new world order.
Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
My pleasure.
And looking forward to tomorrow night.
Me too.